Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's IC Real-Time webinar. In today's webinar, we'll be discussing Ella. Ella is our cloud storage solution, which allows for searching your video using natural language keywords. My name is Michael Caballero. I am the product specialist here at IC Real-Time, and let's get started. So as I mentioned, this is Ella. Ella is our browser-based, cloud-based storage solution. So it is cloud storage. But unlike other cloud-based storage solutions, Ella allows you to then search that footage that has been uploaded to the cloud using natural language keywords, as well as a few other technologies that we're leveraging here to make Ella the most powerful browser-based storage solution in the industry. So let's talk about a little bit about what makes Ella work. So first we'll discuss our hardware solution for Ella. So Ella does utilize a hardware box that is implemented into your local area network. It is a streaming box that allows the footage from your cameras or recorders to be streamed up to the cloud. Now it comes in three different flavors here. The first is our Ella box, which is a 3-stream or 3-camera box. Our Ella Pro, which is a 8-stream or 8-camera box, and then our Ella Enterprise, which is a custom blade server that we can customize to your specific needs. However, the Ella and the Ella Pro both have Ethernet ports that simply plug into your switch connected to your router or your router itself. These boxes are stackable, so if you have more than 3 cameras or more than 8 cameras, you can add 2 of these hardware devices if you choose to do so. However, the beauty of Ella is that you can utilize this only on the cameras you want to use, and you do not have to add any of the other cameras on your network. So there's 2 things that this box does once you have this online and on your local area network. Is it compresses the video that is sent up to the cloud, and then it utilizes as well a machine learning algorithm. That machine learning algorithm is going to view your cameras that you have added to the Ella box, and they are going to look for real motion instances. So let's talk about what real motion instances are. Real motion instances are instances such as people coming in front of your cameras, vehicles, animals, and any of those 3 things that are moving. That video is going to be recorded and then sent up to the cloud. Ella does not stream all of your video up to the cloud. It is only streaming video when real motion instances occur. Now the reason for this is because generally in most 24-hour periods, there's only really about 4 to 6 usable minutes of video in that 24-hour period. So because of that, we only want to provide the end user only the video that they need or that they would have an interest in. All of the other dead video we leave behind, so it doesn't consume 1, bandwidth over your local area network and your internet connection, and 2, it keeps the amount of storage required for the Ella platform to a minimum. So let's talk about what happens when that machine learning algorithm does identify the video and the real motion instances in that video and send that video clip up to the Ella platform. So what we have here is our Ella landing page, and in this landing page we are seeing all the real motion instance clips that are being sent up to the cloud platform. Now once these videos do reach our Ella cloud platform, they are then injected with metadata. Metadata is information that is embedded into images and video clips. Your typical metadata is going to be your geolocation of where that picture was taken, the device it was taken from, plus a few other pieces of information. However, we inject metadata about the scene in the picture or video into that video, and that's what makes it searchable. So for example, if I click on this video clip here, once the vehicle moving does come into frame here, the metadata that is being injected into this video is the background noise that's being ignored, the color of the truck itself, the color of the surface of the asphalt, the color of the vehicle, the make and model of the vehicle, the direction that it was moving in. All of this information is injected as metadata into this video. Now, again, once we have that metadata injected into this video, into that video clip, it makes all of these video clips searchable. Now, the first way it makes it searchable is using natural language keywords. So natural language keywords are basically just the ability to use your normal speech to search for video. So for example, if I wanted to search for people wearing red in a specific location, I would simply utilize people in red at the front desk. Once I search for that video, it's going to give me all of my instances where people were wearing red at my front desk of my Arizona facility. So already you can see here the power to search that Ella provides you, the ability to quickly search for the video you're looking for. So a few of the other pieces of technology that we are leveraging here. The first is called OCR, and that stands for Optical Character Recognition. Optical character recognition is an older technology. It's how laser printers, copiers, and fax machines work, and it basically is the ability to read characters or text off the sides, off of clothing, vehicles, so on and so forth. So, for example, I can search FedEx, and Ella is going to return to me every instance that a FedEx truck passed in front of my cameras, simply by reading the FedEx logo off the side of that vehicle. I could do that for UPS. We have a moving supplier next door to us called Chris Lappy Moving Supplies. And again, I can search for that simply using the OCR functionality. Now, OCR, along with our next piece of technology, which is called advanced object labeling, allows us to not only read text, but logos and badges off of clothing and vehicles as well. So for example of that, I'll search for an Acura. And what you'll see here is a clip of this Acura either pulling in or backing out of this scene. And in doing so, you'll notice that there's no text on the vehicle other than the badge on the front of that vehicle. So using OCR and advanced object labeling in conjunction, we are able to, again, read text and logos and badges off the sides of vehicles. Now, what advanced object labeling gives me is the ability to search for makes and models of vehicles. So as you can see here, I searched for Jeep, and I've got quite a few different makes and models of Jeeps here available to me. Now, some of these may come up as Jeeps, and some of these may come up as other vehicles, being that Jeep is such a broad term. And the reason I use this is because I want to display our next piece of technology along with our advanced object labeling, which is the ability to use our deep learning algorithm. Now, I searched for a Jeep, and this vehicle came up, and though it is not a Jeep in actual make, as I mentioned, Jeep is such a broad term that this could be considered a Jeep or an SUV type vehicle. However, I was looking specifically for the make of Jeep. So in finding this video, I want to teach my Ella platform that this is not the vehicle that I'm looking for when I search for Jeep. The way we do that here with Ella, and you'll notice a trend here, is that we are using a thumbs up, thumbs down setup here for our deep learning algorithm. Very similar to how Netflix works and how Pandora works. Now, I'll simply downvote this as this is not the vehicle I was looking for in my Jeep search. If this were a vehicle I were looking for, or if it matched my criteria, I could also upvote this so that the platform learns to show me more vehicles or instances like this. And this deep learning algorithm is going to go a long way in not only making the end users Ella platform smarter, but throughout the user base, making all Ella platforms smarter. Now, if I wanted to be more specific, I could search for Jeep Wrangler. And now you'll see here there are pretty much no mistakes when it comes to the make and model of Jeep here. These are all Jeep Wranglers in make and model. So when you're more specific about what you're looking for, your returns are going to become much more efficient. As you can see here, here's the Jeep in my scene. Now, Ella also has the ability to search for animals. And I use an example, I tend to use an example of, let's say you're trying to capture a neighbor who is allowing their dog to go to the bathroom on your lawn. It occurs between the hours of 9 and 5 p.m. when you're at work. And you want to find this instance so you can show them that you know that they've been letting their dog go to the bathroom on your lawn. In this instance, you would have to log into your recorder and start scrubbing through hours of footage until you found the instance where that dog was on your cameras. Or with the Ella platform, you could simply search dog. And as you can see here, the speed at which the Ella platform finds every dog that's ever been on my cameras is within milliseconds. So there's the dog we're looking for. So this would have taken me the same amount of time to find the dog on my cameras as it would have taken your typical end user using traditional playback functions on a recorder. It would take them longer to log into their system than it would for me to find the clip that I'm looking for. Now let's say this was the clip that I'm looking for. We've given the end user the ability to share that footage in a few different options here. Now there's no cutting of clips that they have to do anymore. There's no export of footage that they have to utilize with a specific file type or specific player that's required to play back that video file type. Here in Ella, they just select share like they would on Facebook or on Instagram, on any social media. Speaking of social media, they do have the ability to export to pretty much all of their social media platforms. However, if they needed to export this video to give to the authorities, it's as simple as selecting email link, and this will create a browser-based link that you are then able to email to your police officer, detective, investigating your situation. Now, the great thing about that is no specific player is required here. This clip will pretty much play in any browser of their choosing and doesn't require any kind of unnecessary software to be played back for that police officer. So they don't have to worry about their firewall or anything. They can simply paste that link into their browser, open that link up, and play back the video in question. Now, if you do need for a court proceeding to export video that has a watermark, you do have the ability to simply download that video. So as you can see here with our search bar, with our thumbs up, thumbs down deep learning algorithm, and with our share function for exporting video, this makes things for our end user very, very simple. You do have the ability as well to create specific zones that you can then search. And if I wanted to create a new zone, I have the ability to name that zone and then utilize different kinds of zone types. Normal being a zone that I specified that I want to search in. Negative being a zone that I want to ignore motion or mask any motion. And then the last being unhabituated, where I want to capture motion, but I want to avoid the Ella platform looking at that motion as background noise, such as a hallway for a high school or a middle school that has constant traffic that Ella may look at as background noise. I want to capture all that repetitive motion. So that's what I'm able to do here with the unhabituated setting. You do have the ability here to receive notifications. You can receive either push notifications or email notifications. Now, when we talk about those notifications, one of the premier functions of the Ella platform is the way our notifications are utilized. So let's go back to that example where we had that issue with the dog and on your lawn. Well, with the Ella platform, we do have the ability after that search query of dog from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to then take that clip and pin it, creating a notification parameter out of it. So now what we've just told Ella to do is notify me whenever there is a dog on my cameras from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So anytime there's a dog on your cameras in that time frame, you will receive a notification. So what that means is that your notifications are contextual. They have context based on your search queries. Pretty much no other security system or recorder system has that functionality with that type of notification based on your search queries and what you may want to see and receive notification for that. If I wanted to put in there my wife coming home, and I had, and then we have the ability here to create custom labels. So let's say this video here was a video of my wife coming home from work. I have the ability here to add my own custom labels, and then those labels would become searchable, just like all of the other labels that are applied here to that video. So if I make that video, my wife coming home, every instance of that vehicle on my cameras at a specific time frame would become my wife coming home, and I would then have the ability to search that. So again, very powerful in terms of notifications. Our boxes tab is where you will come and allow Ella and the Ella box to locate all of your cameras on the local area network, as well as add any of your boxes here. As you can see on the left side, we have our Florida Ella and our Ella Box Pro. So these are two Ella boxes we have on two different networks on this Ella account here, this Ella demo account. You'll see there's a bit of delay here, and the reason for that is one of these Ella boxes is on our IC real-time local area network with hundreds and hundreds of cameras on that network. Generally, it will find on residential installs or commercial installs all of these cameras much, much faster. So as you can see here, Ella locates all my cameras on the local area network and simply allows me to activate them by turning them on. I'll enter in the password of my device in question, click Save to bring my cameras online. If I had a recorder, such as a NVR, DVR, or AVR, Ella would show me that IC real-time recorder and show me the corresponding channels, allowing me just to activate the channels I want to utilize. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on today's IC Real-Time webinar. My name is Michael Caballero. I'm the product specialist here at IC Real-Time. Thank you very much.